Hello everyone and welcome. My name is CinnamonToastKen, and we're gonna play Crimson Gray. Let's just start the game. It's about a crazy girlfriend, I think. John had always thought himself as a stable person. Stability worked out well when he was just trying not to let things get him down. It wasn't so great when everything was crumbling around him. When the entire world started seeming gray and flat, then he began wondering if all that stability would kill him, and if he would care when it did. There weren't any highs or lows anymore. Whatever happened to him, John didn't feel happy or sad. He just, hey, what are you doing spacing out, man? You're a real head case these days, John. You're gonna flow away on us? Sorry, just distracted. A moment later, he started drifting away again, and his friends' voices were nothing but buzzing in his ears, meaningless sounds echoing in his hollow shell. They weren't even really his friends. They were friends with the happy-go-lucky person he'd been at the beginning of high school. These days, they joked about him being no fun, and that was more than a joke. They'd get tired of him, find someone else, and then he'd be alone. He wasn't sure whether or not that would be worse. Whoa. That creepy chick staring at us. I think she is. Who is that anyway? Lizzie Doss, I think. And now you're right. John, doesn't she have math with you or something? It took John a second to even register the question. They were staring at some girl who was staring back at them. Hey girl, how you doing? She looked the same as all the other girls at their school. The exact same. Blonde hair, blue eyes, they're all the same. Shyer, maybe. She could probably hear them talking about her. He wanted to say something, but kept silent. Damn, she really is staring. Is she staring at us or John? I think it's him. You think she's a stalker? ... Dun, dun, dun. It's begun. The stalker girl. She's here. Everyone run away. Yeah, those are some crazy eyes. You better watch out, John. You're a real sad sack these days, but you can do better than her. Shut up. Oh, her eyes lit back up again. They did kind of go dark there for a second. All right, she's scary already. She's scary, girl. The words were past his lips before he could stop them. Why did he have to open his mouth now of all times? But he couldn't let them keep talking about her like that. People called him creepy or crazy all the time, and he hated it. But after those two words, he just stood there like an idiot. Even when something mattered to him, he couldn't pull himself together. What's wrong with you, man? Don't say things like that about people you don't know. She's just hanging out up here like we are. Oh no, she's giving us some serious crazy eyes. Just leave her alone, okay? She hasn't done anything to you. Sheesh, okay, man. You think she's gonna fall in love with you as her handsome protector or something? That'd be just like John. You wanna talk to that crazy girl? Be our guest. We're heading back to class. Don't wait up, man. ... The way her eyes moved, John thought she was focused on him so intensely that she might not have heard what the others said. Did it even bother her? He wished he could be like that, instead of the smallest of things sending him crashing into a state of worthlessness. John's so depressed. John's so sad, guys. But maybe she was just like him, just capable of hiding it. John cleared his throat and walked up to check on her. Oh, who you walking up on, John? Lizzie says ... Hey, sorry about them. They can be assholes sometimes. ... Oh, well, I guess I don't have a lot to say. Sorry if we bothered you. ... John slunk away and cursed his own idiocy. She had been fine without him. He just made everything worse. There had been something hard in her eyes, a strength he didn't have. He had probably been projecting all his weakness into her in the first place. She wasn't like him. She wasn't broken. She could shrug off things his friends had said and get on with her life. At least that meant she could shrug off his annoyance too. She probably just forgot all about him. ... Thank you. Why is it playing the creepy music, huh? She's got the crazy eyes already. Come on, we just got started. You're so kind. Such a kind person. The kindest person. The only person. I found you. I finally found you. I found you. You. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She wild, man. Crimson Gray. Woo! She got them crazy eyes. Okay. Well, definitely then. It just, no secret. She is definitely going to stab me. The teacher's voice was incomprehensible, but John knew he must be picking it up on some level. He wasn't sure how, but even though he stumbled through every day, he was doing okay in school. He could seem normal whenever he wanted to. It just didn't feel worth it. That was almost the worst part. He seemed normal even though nothing was normal anymore. it wouldn't ever be normal again. What did Miss Smythe? What kind of name is that? Is that supposed to be Smythe? What did Miss Smythe say? High-functioning depression? Such an awful, empty phrase. At least class was over now. He could go home, sleepwalk through the assignment, and then fall unconscious. At least for a few hours, he could. Oh, God! Oh, God, there she is! Then he became aware of her. She was watching him. ... Maybe she wanted to thank him. No, he was being stupid. He'd done nothing worth thanking. Most likely she wanted something from him. Or most likely of all, maybe she didn't care about him and he was imagining the whole thing. She was still staring, though. ... Ooh, choices! What should I do? She's gonna get me, but should I, like, be super lovey-dovey to her? You know, we already know she's crazy. Maybe I just, like, go talk to her. Let's go talk to her. Or run, I don't know. Lose her in the hallways, just get the heck out of there. What to do? Let's go talk to her. Yeah. Can I help you? ... Is this about before? I'm sorry, I just wanted to help. ... She looks really uncomfortable. Of course, she probably hated him as much as everyone else. Drowning in shame, John decided to cut his losses. Well, sorry to bother you. I'll be going. ... He needed to get to his appointment anyway. He didn't want Miss Smythe getting mad at him again. Well, she didn't even talk to me. Well, how rude. How is she supposed to stab me to death? Ugh, she didn't even talk to me. Miss Smythe was the only people John could focus on. He wasn't sure how much good she actually did him aside from prescribing medicine, but at least she tried to help. What up, girl? Dang, you fine. So thick. John, you're not looking so bad today. Did something good happen? ... A boy your age ought to be more interested in girls. Are you dating someone? No, I can't focus on people. Maybe I could prescribe you something for that. We don't have any on hand now, but I could get it quickly. That's an advantage of having Koi Tech in town. I don't want to take this medicine anymore. I don't think it's working. The Paxatine, but that's the first one you've really responded to. I feel worse. Everything is so gray. Voices just echo. Can I go back to a generic medicine? John, you need to understand that you are deeply clinically depressed. It's my professional opinion that you should under no circumstances go off your medication. ... Man, that booty though. How tight is this skirt? I can see your panty line from the front. When you're getting used to the medication, there can be some initial side effects. Sometimes things have to get worse before they can get better, okay? Okay. All you heard was he was too broken for any drug to fix. He was so worthless, even the newest drugs from Koi Tech didn't do anything. I'll renew your Paxatine prescription and see about getting you a complimentary drug. We'll figure this out yet, John. Now, why don't you go lie down over there and we begin our session? Good, get comfortable. Did anything special happen during the day today? No, it was a normal day. The therapy session quickly fell into a meaningless buzz. For a short time, at least, he didn't feel the emptiness. Finally, or too soon, it was over. Miss Smythe told him he was doing well and sent him on his way. John slumped back home. The house was empty, like it always was. Ever since his mother left, his father spent all his time working. He did his homework, he ate, he cleaned the dishes, he sat down in front of the TV and stared at it without turning it on. Oh, you better turn the lights back on. What kind of anime I got over here on the wall? There's some cool mangas. Somehow he dragged himself into bed and fell asleep. The routine used to be comforting, but now it was starting to erode his sanity. Oh, girl better not show up right now. The lights are off. His mind had to crack eventually. Maybe it was already happening. For a second, he thought he saw a girl out the window. But no, there was nothing. Of course there wasn't. He really was losing it. Oh my God, she's freaking creeping out the window. Uh-oh. Guys. I'm dead. Okay, never mind. I was going to say it's going to show the window and she's going to be like, ugh. Another day. He had to face it somehow. It seemed impossible until the moment he finally stumbled into class. School was the usual mindless buzz. There was a job fair announced the third period. That meant anything at all. Almost everyone in their school would end up go to work for the Koi Tech, move away, or stay in town and become unemployed. John wondered which of these would happen to him, but from a distance, as if he was thinking about some person he barely knew. His grades were good enough to go into Koei-Tech, but the process was so competitive. No, he didn't have enough energy for that. He couldn't imagine moving away, looking for a job in a strange city. Most mornings, the most he could imagine was surviving the day. But his father wouldn't support him, and his mother didn't want him. Once he graduated, there'd be no way he could stay with either of them. But what would happen to him then? Would he just become homeless? Sit there on the street begging for change until one night he froze to death? Maybe that was all he deserved. John, you all right? Sorry, sir, I'm paying attention honestly. I didn't ask that. I asked if you're all right. I'm fine. Well, be sure to talk to the counselor if you're feeling bad, all right? We're lucky to have someone like Miss Smythe with us. He had to keep it together. He remembered his lessons, but if people were starting to think something was wrong, his control was slipping. He had enough time to visit the locker between periods. There was more Pakistani there. He still had an extra dose left for the day. The locker was on the bottom row, so he always had to bend down, and there was a piece of paper sitting in the middle of his locker. Cheer up! Cheer up, Buttercup! Yeah! So my dude's like super depressed. And what? And I'm gonna get murdered? Or maybe she's gonna murder everybody for me and I'll be happy. I don't know. That's all it said. Nothing on the backside, no other clues. Probably a girl's handwriting. Who left it? Hey, did you see one messing with my locker? Did some get stolen? There's way too many guys around here for me to notice. It might have been a girl leaving a note. Like, a love note? Keep dreaming, John! You think any girl's gonna love your sorry ass? No, of course no one would love him. So you didn't see anyone. Okay, thanks. Hey, John, you gonna tell me she's a Canadian? I'm heading back to class. See you later. She's really hot, right? Your imaginary girlfriend sounds amazing. John knew he should probably just take some more Paxantine and head back to class, yet he was still holding on to the paper. He wasn't sure why. It really could be a prank, one of the other guys trying to trick him. If so, it would probably be followed by another fake note asking him to come out under that stupid confession tree where they'd let him wait and laugh at him. Oh, she's back. The only other character in the game besides my counselor. But for just a moment, he saw the girl watching him. Could it have been her? ... By the time he got to class, John had a new theory. She felt sorry for him. He must have looked pretty pathetic, and she recognized his misguided, good intention enough to feel pity. The rest of the school day passed, more of a blur than usual. He might be delusional, but part of John still hoped it wasn't a prank. He headed to his locker, not daring to imagine anything, and there was another paper waiting there for him. They shouldn't say those things about you. Oh, shit. So, let me just point out, just the first thing that I noticed from my mini games of being super investigative and guessing the plot before it happens. The first letter was very cutesy, and it's like, cheer up. And it's playing freaking scary music now, too. I just hear it now. The handwriting is much more slashy this time, you know? They shouldn't say those things about you. It didn't even look the same. Yeah, see? Yeah, John, that's what I'm talking about. It didn't even look like the same person's handwriting. The first had been beautiful calligraphy. This one was a hurried scrawl. If it was all a prank, he no longer had any idea where they were going with this. He's already been beating himself up over saying the wrong thing, so this was too much for John. He had to straight home to get some sleep before he cracked completely. Still got the creepy music going. A day has passed, but we're still creeped out. The next day, John went as early as possible and approached his locker anxiously. Got some music, man. He wasn't sure what he wanted to find. I found a heart. A golden heart. There was no note this time, but there was a chocolate heart wrapped in foil, set in the exact center in the bottom of his locker. How do they keep getting in my locker? Do we not have locks? Are they just open? I should probably get a locker. I hope there's not a real heart in there. John stared at it for a while, then slipped into his pocket and headed to class. Even though he knew. Man, they need to calm down with this music, dude. Even though he knew it'd be far too early. I don't even know. Why is it so scary right now? He's just going to class. There's no way he could eat it. If it really was a prank, they might have slipped a laxative or something inside of it. There was this kind of things that kids thought was funny. But if it was that girl, it didn't matter now. What mattered was that someone clearly knew his locker combination and could get in whenever they wanted. Okay, that could be a real problem. So he does have a freaking, he has a thing on it. He knew he should come up with a solution before tomorrow, but what? Do we leave a note back? Do we replace the lock? Do we try to watch the locker, tell Mrs. Smythe, or tell a teacher? Do I try to watch, or do I leave him I would actually probably leave him a note back and be like, thank you. Thank you for the chocolates, baby. Let's get married. I'm gonna leave him a note. I'm gonna leave him a nice note. John cut a small sheet of paper from his notebook and wrote, "Thanks," on the inside and set it in his locker. If it was a prank, that ought to throw the prankster off, and if it was someone who meant well, hopefully they'd just take it as a normal gratitude. He headed home, and once his homework was done, quickly fell asleep. The next morning, he thought he spotted someone outside his window, but there was no one there. She's creeping on me. He opened the locker the next day, and his note was gone. Making an effort to set the mystery of the locker aside, John went with his friends to the rooftop for lunch. They spread out on one side, enjoying the sight below, the trees below. Oh God, there she is. Midway through the meaningless conversation, John noticed that Lizzie was watching him from the far side of the roof. Her gaze was even more intense than before, so he uncomfortably tried to ignore her and focus on the conversation. Looks like the confession tree's in full bloom, huh? You really believe those stories? True love and all that? It works, man. I got a buddy who's just graduated. He swears he got so much pussy confessing under it. Well, if he kept doing it, it's not true love, is it? Come on, people have been confessing for years. You seriously think that anyone would confess under the tree if it did nothing? Nah, man, I think it's a tree of lust. It doesn't guarantee true love, just getting laid. If that was true, way more guys would be into it, but it's mostly girls from what I've seen. What do you think, John? I don't know. As she's staring at me still. Oh, don't be that way. You're dreaming of a girl confessing to you under that tree, don't you? Yeah, like that crazy stalker chick. It'd make your heart go all flutter if she confessed, wouldn't it? The tree's magic, man, I'm telling you. Even a sad sack like you can get lucky if you confess there. Don't be stupid, it's just a tree. Whoa, someone has their panties in a wad. I'm telling you, everyone goes only because people like you keep telling these stories. There's nothing magic about the tree. People just believe it's special because everyone else says it is. Girls think the tree is romantic, so of course they're more likely to agree there. And guys would have to turn someone down in front of an audience. That's all it is. Shit, man, what's wrong with you today? With an attitude like that, you're never gonna get a girl. You insulted the tree. It'll cock block you now. Ha ha ha. Ooh, Lizzie's not having it. Look at her. She's... Oh, hey, girl. Welcome back. Miss Thickness. That day, John couldn't get his therapy appointment fast enough. Couldn't get to his therapy appointment fast enough. Miss Smythe smiled at him when he came in, but immediately saw he was unhappy. Are you okay, John? Perhaps you should be on stronger formulation. No. How about you stop trying to give me drugs all the time? Well, a session should make you feel better. Lie down and get comfortable. Miss Smythe, does Paxtine have any visual side effects? I should hope not. Coitech is the highest standards for every drug it puts out. But Paxtine is nearing its final clinical trials. Are you having visionary problems? John lay back and stared out the window. Was he really seeing differently, or was it on his head? He stared a long time before he opened his mouth and just started talking. Everything just feels so gray. So you are having vision problems. Not literally gray, just the sky today. I remember when I was younger, I always thought clouds were beautiful. Now it's like, there's just nothing there. Nothing matters. I look up and I just don't care. That sounds more likely to be a mental issue then. Why don't you get more relaxed and talk about it? Taking a deep breath, John did his best. As usual, after talking to Miss Smythe for long enough, he felt not better necessarily, but at least not miserable. Their session went by in a flash, and then he had to head home. He shuffled through his routine easily enough, slept fitfully, and then returned to school, barely more rested. When he arrived, he found a huge crowd standing and staring. Uh-oh. My friend's dead or someone confessing under the tree? Oh, she chopped the tree down? You know the tree the students like to confess under? Word made John shiver, even though he wasn't entirely sure why. He shifted to look through the crowd, and then he saw it. Parts of the tree were still burning, but the rest was char. The ashes coated the ground near it. His throat was dry, as if all the ashes were filling it. What happened? The cops are coming to check it out, but the shop teacher says it looks like arson. Someone covered the tree in gasoline and burned it down. I was talking trash about that tree, and she took care of it for me. Okay, well, this can work out for me. See, this is why we need cameras. I've been telling the principal for years, but does he listen to me? No one thinks. Kind of this weird inverted music going on. The words slid out of his mind, and John turned away without even saying goodbye. Not entirely sure what he was doing, he stumbled straight to his locker. It's like he already knows. When he opened his locker, he discovered a folded note set in the exact center like always. He stared at it for a long moment before unfolding it with trembling hands. I didn't like that tree either. Sad face. Mad face. Angry face. He stared at the words as if they were a foreign language, wishing he could avoid understanding the conclusion. I didn't like that tree either. It was her. It had to be. None of his friends would be that insane. And what would be the point of a prank like that? But what was the point for her? What did she think she'd accomplished? Should he tell someone? But this wasn't exactly evidence. And did he really want to get her in that much trouble? John decided he was being stupid, like usual. He just needed to talk to her and find out exactly what was going on and put an end to this. That day, whenever, I don't want to go talk to her. No, man, just keep talking up your notes. Please. That day, when whenever he was in the hallways, he could feel her eyes on him. With every passing moment, he became more sure that she burned down the tree. He wondered if a normal person would be afraid now, but for him, it barely penetrated his numbness. He just wanted to find out what was wrong, and put an end to it. It took until after school for him to find his chance. When the teacher handed out assignments, he volunteered to clean the roof. Oh no, I'm about to die, guys. She's about to push me off the roof because I'm going to be like, what's your problem? And she's going to be like... He stepped to the roof and headed to the far side. After a few seconds, he heard the door open again. He ignored it and instead climbed up the tank. The upper area was meant to be blocked off, but the janitors had stopped putting up the ladder years ago. Oh, God! He turned, and to his shock, she was already coming up the ladder behind him. Reaching the top, she held her hands close to her chest and shuffled her feet demurely, whatever that means, but there was a spark in her eyes. Hello, Lizzie. Are you never going to greet me? Hello. As her cheeks flush a little bit. I said it. Why are you following me? Because could this girl really have burned down the tree? It didn't seem like she had it in her. Were you the one leaving me the notes in my locker? Yes. How did you know my combination? I watched you. You left me a note. It was almost too much. I took it home and I'll keep it forever and ever and ever. John realized that he was in way over his head. He just now realized. Yet his mouth was still moving, asking the inevitable question. Why did you burn it down? Ooh, she looks mad about it. Because it was a stupid tree. You're so smart. You said it just right. It was awful and stupid, and I hate it, and I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate. It's all because of you, John. I could never do what needed to be done before. Now I can. She wasn't stable. She wasn't even close. What had he gotten himself into? Oh, God. I finally found you. You're the one for me. Part of him knew that he should do something. Run away, call for help. Yet, listen, John, just roll with it, John. It's cool. Just roll with it, all right? Don't fight it, John, or you're going to die. Why? John. Oh, John. Don't break your heart, John. She's going to stab you in yours if you do. Uh-huh. Oh, good save, John. Good save. Why do you care about me? How can you ask that? You're the best person. The only person. Oh, bullshit. I'm just another high school boy. No, not even that. I'm worthless. Oh, she's got that hand on her hips. Dang, she's thick too. Some of these thick girls in this place, huh? No. Don't say that. It's not true. It's not. I'm broken. My brain doesn't work right, and even the strongest drugs don't make a difference. No, that's not true. John is perfect. Perfect. How can you say these things? The way her words flowed together, addressing him directly one moment and then in the third the next, bothered him almost as much as the look in her eyes. Whatever her issue was, it went deep. You're not well, Lizzie. You need help. You said my name. But I can't help you. I'm not worth anything to anyone. Just forget about me and find someone else to care about. No, I can never. You're the only person who matters. But why? You don't even know me. You don't care about me. I'm just part of your problem. No. It would be better if I was gone. Maybe you'd get better then. That's not true. It's not. I love you, John. I've always loved you. Jesus Christ, John. Get over your feeling sorry for yourself right now. Now's not time to be depressed, because she obviously doesn't feel sympathy for you. She is more obsessed with the way she feels. Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. ... I've watched you, always. You're so good and kind and perfect, even to a girl like me. Oh, wait, what? Did you just give me like a backhanded compliment? I'm so great, even to a girl like her? What do you mean, like you? You think you're hot stuff? My God. My God. The audacity. He could barely even listen to her words. John found himself wandering closer and closer to the side of the building as she followed him automatically. I'm about to jump. You're so sad, but you're still kind. I don't know how. You should be broken like me, but I can't help you. If you want to help yourself, you need to forget about me and get real help. No, don't say that. You're confused. Yes, confused. Poor John is so depressed, he's not thinking straight. He doesn't understand how much I love him. Oh my God. He needs my help. You about to help me with that knife? Girl. All right, John, just jump. Just jump, John. The world froze for a moment as a knife glinted. All he could do was stare at its edge. You just need someone to take care of you. I'll stop everyone who says unkind things to you. No. I should just take you home and keep you there. Safe. Yes, you just need some help. Where the hell has she gotten that knife? Would she actually use it on him? Where did she get that knife, actually? A second later, John realized that was a foolish thought. This girl had burned down a tree because he said it was stupid. He had no idea if there were any limits to what she might do. Use her, John. Use her for your own benefit. And I'm not talking sexually. I mean, you could rule the world with a crazy girl like this. Come on, John. ... Would that really matter? He spent nights laying in bed, wishing he had never been born, wishing he had a way to end it all. You can't threaten me. John, get away from the edge. It's not safe. Ooh. Well, girl, you just cornered me with a knife, you know. Maybe, I don't know how high up in the air I am. Maybe I just get by with a broke leg, or 3. He took several steps to the edge before she could stop him and turned around to face her. The back end of his shoes hung off the edge of the building, nothing between him and a fatal fall. My life matters so much to you. Stop toying around with me. No, you don't understand. What do you even want? To stab me until I'm yours forever? Is that it? Never! John is so good and kind. I will never need to stab him. Please come away. I'll take good care of you. You can't. Maybe you have good intentions, but you need help. Unless you get it, you can only hurt me. I will. Whatever you want, I promise. Just don't hurt yourself. It was a lie, of course. She was just saying whatever it took to get him to step away from the edge. It was exactly how he'd imagined it would go. He'd stand on the edge and everyone would say all kinds of lies about how he mattered to them because they'd care for the first time. Not about him, but about the idea of him. But the look in her eyes, that couldn't be faked. It might be a twisted love, but she loved him utterly. She needed help too. Maybe he could be the one to help her, assuming she didn't stab him. But what the hell was he living for anyway? Lizzie, would you make a promise with me? A promise? I'll step away. I'll talk to you or let you leave notes in my locker or whatever it is you want. But you have to listen to me and get some help. Can you do that? You promise? You promise you won't leave me if I say yes? I won't leave you, Lizzie. Forever? The answer stuck in his throat as he hesitated, wondering if he wasn't making a mistake by saying too much. But in the end, he swallowed and nodded. Forever. Now set down the knife and I'll whoops! We thought we was going to make it out of here. We thought. As he started to step away, John lost his balance and fell backwards. Suddenly, he was in free fall, nothing between him and cold pavement. Oh! At that moment, Lizzie lunged forward insanely fast and grabbed his wrist. Maybe it would have been better if I just died here. Because now she has me. Forever. Or maybe, we'll see how it goes. She caught me. Thanks, Lizzie. Impossibly, she held him up. Her body was thin. No, her body thick, I seen it. Yet somehow, She stopped his fall and held him up with one hand. Her eyes held a mixture of unstable fear and twisted desire. In that moment, he knew with absolutely clarity that if he had fallen, she would have thrown herself off after him. You can't die, John. You're the only one. The only one. With that same incredible strength, she pulled him back up to the rooftop. She got crazy girl strength, yo. Fortunately, she had left the knife behind when she lunged to catch him, but he was still anxious being so close to her. John almost died. John, I love you. I won't let anything bad happen to you. ... It was clear she was completely unstable. Well, yeah, John, you can stop saying that. We know she wild, all right? But was she actually dangerous? She seemed to care about him more than anything. Or was he just so pathetic that he'd latched onto anything or to anyone that showed him the slightest sign of affection? Worthless. You'll keep your promise, right? Of course. Then tomorrow, we'll go talk to someone. See if we can't get you some medication, if that's okay. If it's what John wants, then of course it's okay. Good, then perhaps... But I want more of that. What? I love you, John. I've told you over and over. Don't you love me too? At least she was asking without the knife in her hand, but was there a good answer to that question? No, he had to think about it logically. She wanted him to answer yes, but that might make her worse, and the risk of saying no couldn't be ignored either, though. All right, girl, look. Look, boo. You just saved my life, girl. I love you, baby. I mean, I know we're moving real quick and everything, and I don't know if there's anything above me telling you that I love you, but girl, I love you. I love you. You're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And them hips be so thick, girl. You may be crazy, but you know what? I need to keep you close because at this point, if I try to distance myself from you at all, you're probably gonna murder me. So, all right. Lizzie, I don't know you very well yet, but despite all this, I think you're a good person. No, I'm awful. John is just being kind and not answering the question. Oh, God. I want to get to know you better, Lizzie. Maybe then I could love you. Ah, he said it. He said it. All right. John desperately hoped that was a mistake. He hoped this all wasn't a mistake. But he hadn't been stabbed yet. And after now today had gone, that was good enough for him. Then I'll see you later today, okay? I'll be watching you, but yes, later. You're not going to do anything crazy? No, John loves me. That's all that matters. Oh boy. That's not what I said I could love you, girl, you know? Not that I do, but I could. Okay, we both need to get to class, but we'll talk tomorrow, okay? Okay. Man, now she's super obsessed. The rest of the day was even more blurred than usual. Everyone's voice not even echoing in his head. John could hardly believe what he had just done. It all seemed like a dream now. Had Lizzie really pulled a knife on him? Had he really threatened to jump off the school building? It made him wonder if he wasn't the insane one. But no, it had really happened. For better or for worse, he was stuck in this situation. Only when he headed to bed did John realize he felt strangely alive. Even better than after his therapy sessions. John, are you in love? John, oh my, John feels alive. Maybe it's because your near-death experience. But we'll see. Maybe it was the brush with death. Maybe it was having something to think about other than his pathetic existence. But he felt almost good. No, you can't. Game. Listen, you're trying to build me up and make me feel better. I know how this goes. It's like, I feel really good. I think this is gonna work out. Stabbed in the neck. Dead. Just like that.